if you don't have fraction strips available, or if it's difficult to draw a picture, you can compare fractions mathematically. For example, let's say we have 2/7 compared to 4/14. You have to find a common denominator, meaning you have to either change your 7 or your 14 to match the other fraction. I'm going to choose to change my 7th into a 14th. That way I can find an equivalent fraction over here and make a common denominator. I know that 7 times 2 is 14. So since I'm finding an equivalent fraction, I'm going to multiply 2/7 by 2 over 2. 2 over 2 is equal to 1, so I know that anything times 1 is itself. So 2/7 times 2 over 2 is going to give me an equivalent fraction. 2 times 2 is 4. 7 times 2 is 14. When I compare, 4/14 is equal to 4/14. You can also take and find a common denominator even if you cannot necessarily multiply to change just one fraction. For example, let's say we have, mark off space over here, 2/3 compared to 4/10. I can't find a common denominator by saying 3 times anything is 10, or by saying 10 divided by anything is 3. So I'm going to have to find a common number that they share, a common multiple. So when I think 3, 6, 9, when I count up, I eventually get to 30. And when I count up 10, 20, 30, I find that 30 is a pretty good common multiple. So I'm going to need to multiply this side times 10 over 10 to get a denominator of 30. And I'm going to need to multiply this side times 3 over 3 to get a denominator of 30. Then I'll be able to compare once they have common denominators. Again, 10 over 10 is equal to 1, so I'm just finding an equivalent fraction because anything times 1 is itself. And same story over here for 3 over 3. So 2 times 10 is 20, 3 times 10 is 30. Found an equivalent fraction of 2/3, 20/30. I'm going to find an equivalent fraction of 4/10. 4 times 3 is 12, 10 times 3 is 30, 12/30. Now that I've evened out the playing field and both of my denominators are 30, I can find very easily my comparison. I'm going to say that 20/30 is greater than 12/30. Therefore, 2/3 is greater than 4/10.